seen Star Wars yesterday. Shit's crazy. Nah, I just got the Nespresso. You ever heard of Nespresso?
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, but no,
Express
Nespresso.
yourself.
It's like these like little packets. You put it in a coffee thing, and you pull it down.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna let you finish. We only got 10 minutes.
A little bit to this side.
I got this. I'll whisper it to my phone's on here.
Let me get like a test 1 2.
Test 1 2 1 2. What is this?
Check.
Joey Bad, back to business. Let's go. Hey, it's TBT. It's Throwback Thursday.
What up? It's Nyck Caution.
And I'm Joey Badass.
You watching Hot New Hip Hop?
And this is motherfucking Pro Era. No bad.
It's lit.
You know, 2015 was a big year for myself, big year for all of us in general. You know, I dropped my debut album, and I went on my first world tour, and I must say that experience for the first time alone, set the precedent for the future for me. 2015 was actually the first year where I felt myself as an established artist in this game. And I say that because I dropped my debut album, and like after that, things just kind of started, changing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an instant, like, oh, all right, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been touring for 2 years prior to dropping my album, so all of that, that experience that I gained from that turned into wisdom, and now, I'm just ready to dominate the world. Well, 2016, the main mission, the main objective, the same way, I felt established last year, this year is about, having Pro Era established in the game, you know what I'm saying? I still feel like there's a lot of people who's unaware of just the talent and the greatness that, this collective possesses, so that's what this year is all about, Kirk dropped his joint in November. Nyck is coming real soon. CJ is coming with his second project this year. And then, we're working on something collectively as well that's coming real soon. As a businessman, I look at myself as multifaceted, like a multifaceted gem, For the past 3 years, people has only been familiar with one face of of the diamond that I am. So this year and in the years to come, I plan to spin a little bit and show them all my different sides and different faces, and that involves being a young label exec. That involves being a clothing designer. That involves being a producer, being a music director. You know what I'm saying? I just like to get it, man, and I just like to win, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to get there and make sure that my guys get there too. Me and Nyck, we met in high school. We both attended Edward R. Murrow High School as teenagers. And when I linked up with him, he was a sophomore and I was a freshman. We were both in the theater program in our school, so we basically just linked up when our classes had came together. So we was involved in this. It was funny. We was involved in this wrestling project, and then from there,
we had a fucking. I can't curse, right?
You can curse as much as you want.
All right, so we were in theater, so part of the theater program was like a screen dance program, and then I knew the teacher, so we were cool, and she let me do a choreograph a wrestling act, and Joey was a freshman, and I had to just pick 8 people. I directed it and choreographed it, and he was just in it, and then that's just how we met each other.
Word,
and that video's still on Facebook. It's him fucking me up.
You can try to find it if you can.
It's somewhere out there. But then after that, the rest is history, really. Mill Basin, so it's depending on where you look at Brooklyn, it's at the end or the beginning of Flatbush, and it's right by King's Plaza. And I just grew up there, and it's a lot of privileged kids there, and it's like a suburban-y area, but people just get it fucked up it's just a bunch of white boys, but a lot of people are just fucked up on pills, and it's it's hard to make it out of there just as hard as it is to make it out of the hood, because it's people grow up and they have generations of families that live in the same area for years, their grandparents, their grandparents, they just live there, and they just get a job in the neighborhood, and just it's a cycle. So it's that's my inspiration. I walk around, I see these people that are my friends, and they're just proud that I'm doing something that's way different than you know, a lot of people that they know have ever done. So to me, that's like all my inspiration. Every time I go back there, it's just always love. I still record there. That's my go-to studio. You know, I know what we're capable of. You know, I know what we've done. I'm proud of it. It's great, but like, you can't be too satisfied when you know you could go further than where you're at. So it's like, of course, like yo, you just did this, or you just got off tour, like chill, like take a break. And I'm like, nah, like there's so much more to be done, and there's so much more that we're doing, and it's, you know, I'm not satisfied, and of course I love it, but we could just keep going further. Well, I'm 22, he about to be 21, like we're still mad young.
Right. And we tend to forget that, actually.
Yeah, all the time.
We always work way ahead of ourselves because we really competing with the best there is out there. We're not just competing with, you know, our peers. I mean, we always competing with each other, but we also competing with whoever you saying is the best out there right now. That's what we competing with. That's what we coming for. That's what should be scared right now.
We're not even thinking about age. Like, I'm not trying to compete with other 22-year-olds. I'm not trying to, like, yo, Nick is one of the hottest under 25. Nah,
we competing with the legends.
Just everyone.
Period. That's it.
And the thing is too, like he said, we're not just competing with each other, but like I'll hit Joey up, I'm like, yo, I need you for this verse, and like I'll send it to him, and if I'm playing it for him, I'm like, yo, you got a body, like I'll amp him up, so like he knows, like I want him to body me on a verse, I want to body him on a verse. It's like it's always competition, but it's like the right competition.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, just like how we used to do it in high school, and this shit is really what Pro Era started on. You know, it was a collective of MCs who used to just come together, and every time, you know, we formed that cipher, the main objective is like to have the best verse, you know, that day. If you ain't got the best verse that day, then write a new one and come back tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And
that's kind of how I joined Pro Era. Steez brought me in a cipher, and I spit my verse. No one knew I rapped.
I knew he rapped.
Honestly, I feel like this is the most powerful thing I've dropped to this point as a solo artist, and it's like, starting this year off, I was just in my house thinking like, yo, I'm in Pro Era, but that doesn't mean, you know, that only means so much. Like, obviously, like, Pro Era is this thing, but to make Pro Era get bigger and like to keep increasing the brand, you gotta like do wild shit. Like, you got, like, no one is expecting a Joey, Metro, and Nick song. No one's expecting a Nick, Dyemond, and Denzel Curry song. No one's really expecting.
Nobody's expecting for all of them to drop on the same.
No one, yeah, you know, and like even Joey tweeted like, "Oh, new shit tomorrow," and like people are thinking there's one track. It's like, I don't want people to think, like, I don't want them to expect anything from me, because I got a lot more than what they expect. Like, the way I worked on this project, it's like, I don't think people really even understand. Like, church is just a taste. I can't really tell you much, but it's done. It's been done. You know, I put years of my life into it. I've put, you know, every day up until the day I finished it. You know, that's what's on my mind from like when I wake up to when I go to sleep. And it's like, there's days where I'm just frustrated if I can't get in the studio, if I can't get something right, because that's like the only thing that's really important to me. I can tell you about this project. I've performed 3 of the songs including Church, 2 other songs, like all across the world with Joey, you know, on our tours, and there's like, they've all gotten great receptions, and it's like, I'm just ready to, like, just let it go. I'm ready to unleash it. I could tell you one thing. The record we got on the project is like, it's not like anything I've ever heard in life, like, ever.
Word is amazing. It's like, to say the least.
It's a trip. Really, like, the record we have is literally like a trip. Like the whole song. It's like a 5-6 minute long song, and it's crazy. It's one of my favorite records of all time. There's like a stereotype, like a white rappers, you know, but like it's just not what I fall into at all. Like, I don't have any characteristics, and it's like, you know,
people don't even think you're white.
People don't even think I'm white off like the first couple.
I thought he was Spanish the first time I met him.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is like, I feel like sometimes white rappers will like use it as an excuse and be like, like, I'm a like white rapper, like, let me rap about college shit, let me rap about this corny shit. And it's like, yo, like, why am I gonna try and change my subject matter because of my skin color? Like, I'm not acting like I'm anything. I'm just rapping. Like, if I go on a track with anybody, I'm gonna just try and body it as best as I can. Like, I'm not gonna have a gimmick. I'm not gonna try and be like swiggly wiggly wiggly. Like I'm not just trying to flow. Like, that shit doesn't appeal to me. It's like, all right, yo, you can flow. That's cool. Like, I'm trying to have every.
Can you make songs though?
I seen a Kanye West interview once, and he was talking. I think it was a conversation he had, and he was saying he had like a mentor, and he told him that if every line is not like saying something important, then why even say it? So like, I'll write a whole verse and I'll look back and I'm like, what does this even mean? Because I'll criticize myself and I'll just delete it and write something new. Like, I'm trying to say something with every line.
My first thing with Nyck is that he's such a talented MC. Like, you know, he's lyrical, like, and he excels in that range. But when I heard the full project, it was like, okay, wow. Like, you know, everybody already know Nyck is a spitter. We know he could rap, but once you hear the full project, it's like, wow, like, he's also a full artist as well. Like, you know, he can compose songs, not just, you know, of course, like, you know, that's a given. He's a rapper, but now he can make songs. And, you know, his project for me opened my eyes a lot because, you know, we're from 2 different neighborhoods. So his project brought me into his world where it's, you know, slightly different from mine. You know, it's still drug induced, but his is like, yo, these guys are sniffing coke, these guys are popping pills, you know what I'm saying? Where mine is like, these guys are selling this shit, or these guys, you know what I'm saying? So to see it from his perspective and to hear from his perspective was really wild for me, and it was something really interesting and new for myself. And I think, you know, everybody of this new generation is really going to appreciate this project because there's nothing like it out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. Like, you know, it's Nyck Caution, it's fucking pro Era, and it's no better.
Look out for the project coming real soon, real soon, man.
See the light through the cracks real soon.
Real soon, you're going to get the title real soon. What up, it's Nyck Caution.
And I'm Joey Badass.
You watching Hot New Hip Hop.
And this is motherfucking pro Era, no better.
It's lit.